I'm sorry about your mother.
Thanks, Scott.
How are you feeling?
She was sick for years and was in a lot of pain. I was over there almost every day.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
So, death came as a friend. It's a saying.
Yeah.
You must be in shock.
I mean, I knew this day would come, but still it happened suddenly. And what a time for it to happen.
I know, what a time.
What should we do?
Well, you need to take a short break.
I can't. We have all these events lined up. Our fundraiser is tomorrow, and the election's in 3 days.
This is no time to put you in front of a camera. I'll handle the calls, and we can do the fundraiser without you.
800 people will be there.
They'll understand.
They'll want to hear from me.
I'll say a few words on your behalf.
For $1,200 a ticket?
Your mother just died. If anyone wants their money back, they can have it.
Okay, if you say.
I do say. Remember we discussed this? No arguing?
Okay, I'm just worried.
Don't be. If you learned that a candidate's mother died 3 days before an election, what would you say?
Oh, you're right.
Exactly. Even Tom Eagleton will have to say something nice about you.
That'll be painful for him.
Yep.
So I just sit here all day?
No. Go home and turn off the TV, then sit there for the day and tomorrow.
And do what?
Well, grieve the death of your mother?
I can do that here.
No, you can't. Give me your phone.
What?
I'll screen your calls. Stay away from the media.
Why?
Give me your phone.
I need it for texting.
No texting.
Facebook and Twitter.
Stay off social media.
I need the news.
I'll tell you what's in the news. You're in the news. Your mother's death is all everyone's talking about.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe you're right.
I'm always right. You've been running at 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm asking you to take some time off.
Yeah.
So give me your phone.
The charger's in my office.
I won't need it.
I miss my phone already.
Tough shit. You need to disconnect for a few days.
I do need to arrange my mother's funeral.
Yeah, I thought of that. I wrote an obituary so you wouldn't have to. Tell me what you think.
You wrote an obituary for my mom?
It just took a few minutes.
What's this at the bottom?
What?
Angela Glass will not be taking calls at this time. Please direct all inquiries to her campaign manager, Scott Digby.
So?
I can't believe you.
Why?
You never miss a chance to spin the media. Even my mother's obituary has to be carefully messaged.
You're in a campaign. Message control is paramount.
Okay, fine, whatever. I should probably call the funeral home.
Good idea. You should have the burial ASAP and a celebration of life or whatever next month.
You're probably right.
Private, quick little ceremony now and a large gathering later.
True, but Scott, I can plan my mother's funeral by myself. I don't need your help.
Okay.
You're running my campaign, not my whole life.
There's a difference?
I'm serious.
I'm sorry. But the most valuable commodity a candidate has is time. If I can save you 15 minutes here, that's 15 minutes you can spend on the campaign. Or mourning your mom, you know.
I get it, but my mother's funeral is not one of those things.
Understood.
You know what? You've got my phone. Maybe you should do it. It's not like anything I ever did was good enough for her.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead. Work your magic like everything else you did on this campaign. Like that first poll we did. I know we have this arrangement where you don't tell me certain things, but I'm dying to find out how you did that.
Don't ask, Angela.
I'm not asking. I'm just saying. One day I'm 30 points behind Eagleton, and the next I'm almost tied.
Amazing.
Yes. How did you do it?
Do what?
Scott, don't BS me. Just tell me how you did it.
If I tell you, I can't untell you.
I know.
That means the next time someone asks you about it, you'll have to lie.
No problem.
Yes, problem. What if you're a crappy liar?
Then I'll just tell them no comment. I don't care. Just tell me how you did it.
I paid a survey company $50,000 to do the poll on the condition that they use a list of phone numbers I gave them. The secret was, I sprinkled the list with hundreds of your supporters.
Ah.
And abracadabra, you were tied.
Wow.
And then just to torque it further, I sent an email to your volunteers telling them that if a survey company calls, pick up the phone.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
So the polling company was in on it?
No, but they got $50,000 and a list that looked legit. What more did they need to know?
The media knew.
Well, probably, but so what? They ran the results. That's all we needed.
But my real poll results rose.
Right. People like a horse race. Once people saw you tied, they saw you as worthy of consideration, not an also ran.
Now I get it.
So, can we move on to the matter at hand?
Yes.
Good.
For now. Hey, I'm new at this. It's my first campaign.
It shows.
I want to learn.
You want to learn 3 days before the vote. All right, lesson 1. Whoever gets the most votes wins.
No.
Yes.
Ooh, I better write that down. How do you spell asshole? S-C-O-T-T, right?
Got it first time.
Next question.
Oh, boy.
How do you get those votes?
You have to go to the top of a mountain in Nepal to find that out.
Oh, I can't get there and back in time, can I?
Nope, but it has to do with emotion, not logic. That I know.
Well, you seem to be doing okay without that mystical knowledge.
We've got a small lead with 3 days to go, and as long as you keep doing what I tell you, we could win.
You got it.
And so I'll tell you again. Go home for a couple of days.
Scott,
Think of it as time on your own mountaintop. Pause, reflect, recharge, and then read a statement the night before the election.
I don't need the time off. Honestly.
Yes, you do. One question about your mom and you're going to burst into tears on camera. You're more fragile than you think. Do you want to risk making a huge mistake at the finish line?
You're right. I'll do it.
Good.
I've never wanted anything more in my life than to beat Tom Eagleton.
I know, you say it 5 times a day.
I don't care if there's a body count. I want revenge.
He did quite a number on you.
Huh. That's one way to put it.
So, I told you a secret. You tell me one. What exactly did he do to you?
We had a falling out.
What kind?
The worst kind.
Is that why you're running against him?
Yes.
I just thought you guys had an affair that ended badly.
You heard we were having an affair?
Well, that was one theory.
Who told you that?
Well, I don't remember, but is it true?
No. Mostly.
So you hooked up a couple times.
More or less.
Was that before or after he appointed you education secretary?
It's complicated.
You're a terrible liar.
Am not.
R2. You touched your face. You looked away from me. Classic signs of lying.
I'm not lying.
Okay, but your body language says you are.
Why are you being so mean?
Because I just told you something you promised to keep secret, and now I find out you're a shitty liar.
I can BS the media.
Can you?
Yes.
No, you can't. That's why I need to keep things from you.
I can keep things from you too.
Sure.
I knew that if I went public about Eagleton, I might win a lawsuit, but I'd lose my political career.
And you love politics. I know what you mean.
My worst day in politics was better than the best day at any other job I had.
Yep.
As soon as I became education secretary, my jokes got funnier. I got better looking. I played golf better.
Golf?
I mean, I played exactly the same way, like crap, but now the other players let me win a few holes.
The first thing you learn in lobbyist school is do not, under any circumstances, practice golf.
Why not?
Because you should suck at it. Well, it makes the politician you're lobbying feel better and more likely to give your client that $20 million contract.
Fine by me. I love winning.
So you just got into politics to have your ego stroked?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to your next governor, who just announced she doesn't care what voters think. Isn't that right, Governor?
Absolutely.
You just told me that you're in politics for your own selfish reasons. Do you stand by that statement?
100%.
Not to fight for the downtrodden.
Nope.
Bring peace to the Middle East.
Nope.
Stop global warming.
Nope.
Give the proletariat ownership of the means of production.
None of that shit.
Just power and status.
Absolutely. Oh, and free use of the government jet.
Such wonderful honesty from your new public servant. A big breath of fresh air. Back to you in the studio. So you like the jet, huh?
Oh, do I ever. No security line. No checking your bags. You just park and walk straight onto the plane. In the air, there's free food and alcohol. And at the end, there's a limo waiting to take you to your hotel.
It is sweet.
Flying commercial is for suckers.
Now there's a campaign slogan.
Just make me a winner.
Yeah, I'll try. Just stop asking questions.
Hey, I can't help it if I'm curious. After all this is over, I want you to tell me all your tricks.
A magician never reveals his secrets.
But I'm paying you.
No, you're not. I'm working for free.
Right. We don't have any more money. But you will get the top rate when we win. $338,000 a year.
I'm fully aware of how much a chief of staff makes.
So am I. The governor only makes 200 something.
As it should be.
Except I'm going to impose a tax on smart assery. 1 week of listening to you and we'll be able to feed all the poor kids for a year.
You'll never get that bill through the legislature. It's a tax on politicians.
Why does the chief of staff make more than the governor?
Well, because the chief of staff is the organ grinder and the politician is the dancing monkey.
Everybody loves the dancing monkey.
But the organ grinder plays the tune.
But people pay to see the monkey.
They pay the organ grinder, who then buys the monkey the occasional banana.
Sounds fair.
Agreed. So now that we understand our roles, I've got to prepare for your election eve news conference.
You've got it all planned out.
Yep.
So I just sit here for the next 2 days.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. Before you wanted me in the public all the time. Now you want me in hiding.
It's like this. We have to stretch out the impact of your mother's death.
Oh.
Right now, the election is on hold, waiting to hear what you have to say. The spotlight is on you, not on Tom Eagleton. Let's try to make that last as long as possible.
Heighten the anticipation, like a Hitchcock movie.
Right. Sure. I mean, in classical music, it's called fermata. You stretch a note out longer than normal. You keep playing that one note. The tension builds and builds. The audience can't breathe until it hears the next note. And then just before they turn purple, you move on with the rest of the music.
Whatever you say.
Exactly. Whatever I say. You better write that down because you keep forgetting.
I know. I just want to learn how it's done. Hey, how about this? Tell me something you did on another campaign. Don't name names.
Sure. What the hell?
Great.
You know how they run party leadership races by electronic ballot now, right?
Yep.
The party sends out PIN numbers to members so they can vote online.
Yeah.
With my last campaign, we went to the houses of our rivals' supporters and talked them out of their PIN numbers and used them to vote for us.
How did you talk them out of their PIN numbers?
Well, we said we were working for the same team, and as a favor, we would cast their votes for them.
So you lied to perfect
No,
strangers.
we said we were on the same team. We meant the same party, not the same candidate. But if they took it that way, well, oops.
Didn't the other candidates figure it out?
Yeah, but it took a couple days. By then, all the votes had been counted, and we were declared the winners.
And your candidate didn't ask you about it?
No, she was smart, not like you.
Burn.
Yes, your ignorance is your advantage.
Fine. But I will say that your smashing up our campaign offices 3 weeks ago was brilliant. Relax. Just say you don't know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe it was the work of some mysterious vandal who just hated me so much he decided to break into my campaign offices and smash up a few things, but also write bitch in large letters on the wall. It was also lucky that our computers were only scratched. We turned them on the next day and they worked fine.
Fine! It was me. And you should be grateful. It gave us 3 days of free, sympathetic news coverage. And keeping you ignorant allowed you to give the media that honest look of innocence. Why, I do declare, who me, little old me? Why, I'm not sure what you're talking about. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You like public sympathy.
Absolutely. It's a powerful vote getter.
Why?
Voting is an emotional act. If we sympathize with someone, it means we relate to them. We understand them. It means we give them our vote, even if we don't agree with everything they say.
So my mother's death is a big vote getter.
I don't mean to be crass.
You were born crass. You probably already have a news release written about my mother's death.
Actually,
What?
I do have a rough draft started.
Already?
Yeah, the news release is the main doc, and the obit will be an attachment.
So when you heard that my mother died, the first thing you did was start typing.
I'm sorry, but you have to act fast in a campaign.
Okay. Show me what you've got. Looks good. You have a way with words. Were you ever a writer?
Yeah, just a few thousand news releases and a few dozen obits.
A few dozen.
Well, yeah, you know I volunteer at the hospice.
Oh, that's how you help them, writing obits?
Well, they're always looking for someone who can string a few cliches together.
Knowing you probably start writing before the person's even dead.
I do.
What?
Well, yeah, they know the end is near and they want to proofread their own obituary.
Ugh, that must be hard, summarizing a person's life as they're dying.
Can be. Sometimes I just cut and paste from the last obituary.
Scott!
I do. I mean, they're always the same. Oh, they could light up a room with their smile. They would give you the shirt off their back. They always loved spending time with their friends.
You're all heart.
I'm a little bit jaded.
I guess. Did you ever see someone die?
Lots of times.
Near the end, my mother started talking about an assisted suicide, thinking about, how she wanted to die. I gave her your number.
Yeah, we chatted. I put her in touch with the doctor.
I guess it wasn't necessary in the end.
I guess. So read that over and let me know if you see any mistakes. I'll make corrections.
Okay. Looks good.
Not bad for 4 in the morning.
What?
I was up, so I decided to write. It's so nice and peaceful in the middle of the night.
I didn't text you that my mother died until 7.
What?
I said I didn't text you that my mother died until 7. Give me my phone and I'll show you.
Huh?
Give it to me. Now, Scott. See? Right there, 7:03 a.m. Where were you last night?
At home.
Doing what?
What do you mean?
I mean, what were you doing in your house at 4 in the morning?
I couldn't sleep reading.
I thought you said you were writing.
Well, yeah, reading, writing, watching TV. I couldn't sleep.
Writing what?
Well, a bunch of things. I didn't start that thing until you texted me.
I'm thinking you were up to something.
Like what?
Something I'm not supposed to ask questions about.
Maybe I was.
Well, I'm asking questions now. Where were you last night?
It was a campaign thing.
Oh,
You
bullshit!
shouldn't...
I'm asking you. Tell me where you were.
No.
Then you can forget about me hiring you as my chief of staff.
Why?
Because I can't trust you.
Why not?
Because you won't answer one simple question.
That's not fair. The deal was you'd look away on certain things for your own protection.
Well, the deal's off.
You can't just break the deal.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. I've worked for weeks to get you the lead in this race. You only got into politics 14 months ago when Tom Eagleton picked you out of his harem and appointed you as education secretary. When he fired you for overbilling, you lost your freaking mind and decided to run against him. Well, no surprise, your campaign crashed and burned. You were dead last when I rode to your rescue, dead last. And now you're 5 points up with 3 days to go and you want to break the deal? That's not right!
Really? When I met you, you were unemployed and broke. None of the other campaigns would hire you because they said you were a nasty, deceitful bastard who would take all of the credit.
Of course they would say that. They're losers. They're bitter, angry, incompetent losers. All I do is win. And that makes them crazy because they're jealous.
Well, I would like a campaign manager who isn't sneaking around all the time.
But you like the results, right? Would you rather run things your way and lose?
Well,
no, you wouldn't.
It's your sneaking around that drives me crazy. I just want to know where you were last night.
Why?
Because a few weeks ago, my mother told me that she was thinking about an assisted suicide because the pain had spread throughout her whole body and she was in constant pain. I gave her your number because I knew that you volunteered at the hospice. I didn't hear back from either of you. Then suddenly she dies 3 days before the election, or as you would say, the perfect time.
So, what are you saying?
I think you killed my mother.
Is that what you think?
Just tell me I'm wrong.
Come on.
Then deny it.
I will not
Just
dignify
deny it.
that. First, let me ask you one thing. Why on God's green earth would I do such a thing?
Sympathy.
Sympathy.
Public sympathy. You said it a moment ago.
Okay, but this is different. I'm not a monster. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you nuts?
I'm sorry. Just forget I said anything.
Fine.
No, I'm really sorry. I haven't had a full night's sleep in weeks. I eat crap all day. I've put on 10 pounds. I look like shit on TV. And now my mother's dead. I'm sorry.
I didn't kill her.
I know. Scott, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Scott! I said, please forgive me.
I didn't kill her.
I know.
I helped her.
What?
I helped her.
Helped her what?
End her life.
You what?
She didn't want to tell you. She was afraid it would distract you.
Are you kidding me?
No. I did call one of the docs. He said, okay, he'll start the paperwork. He asked her when she wanted to do it. She just said, soon. But then she and I got talking, and I casually mentioned the political benefits of her dying before the election.
You what?
Well, I said if she didn't have a date in mind, then 3 days before the election would be perfect. If she died after the vote, that would have no political benefit to you at all. But if she died just before, it would help you tremendously. The doctor said that would be too soon to do it officially, so we did it ourselves. I got the drugs, and then she put them in a smoothie.
You killed my mother.
No, I didn't kill her.
You killed my mother.
No way. There was no criminal intent.
You sneaked into her home last night and you killed her.
I didn't sneak in. She opened the door for me.
You killed her to win the election.
She wanted to help you win it. I just suggested how.
To get a few thousand more votes.
Which could be the margin of victory.
Why didn't she tell me?
Plausible deniability.
Oh, that's insane.
Not at all. Your reaction to her death would be more authentic if you didn't know about it.
Is that how you put it to her?
Well,
you coerced a dying, frail, old woman into drinking poison so you could become my chief of staff. You can take your top-rate salary and go back to hell!
Come on. You're ignoring your own role here.
My role?
You hired me to win you the election at all costs.
What?
That's what you said.
Yes,
at
but
all costs.
Scott!
And when I said there'd be certain things I'd have to do without your knowledge, you agreed to it. All I did was take something that was imminent and moved the date.
To your advantage.
To our advantage.
What's stopping me from going to the police?
Nothing. Go ahead. In fact, call them now.
I'm guessing they'll say the death showed nothing suspicious.
Correct. And it's not going to help your chances in this election if you're under arrest for murder.
Me?
You. You're the one with the motive.
You're getting a fat salary.
And you're getting the Hollywood life with the government jet, don't forget.
Jesus, Scott, that's only if I win.
And because of this, you will.
You don't know that.
Let me check the polls.
You're already polling on this?
Yep.
Oh, you're a piece of work.
You've got a 10-point lead.
A what?
You got 5 points overnight with 3 days to go. Huge lead.
And you think this is because of what you did?
Appears so. If I may add a thought.
Why not?
Today started out as the worst day of your life, but it could end up as the best day. The day you realized you were going to win the election.
Go ahead. Spin me in my hour of grief. Keep spinning. I feel like I'm on a tilt-a-whirl.
Your mother's death was inevitable. Your election victory was anything but.
I am done with you.
Go on. Take a moral stand then. Drop out. Call the media. Tell them you're quitting. And let Tom Eagleton have his job back. Do it. If you disagree so much with what I did, then quit right now. Or you can move forward. Accept what your mother did. Celebrate her life and begin planning for the next phase of your career. Here's some information I didn't want to tell you today, but Eagleton's assistant texted me an hour ago. She's probably going to offer to set up a transition team. Yep. You'll be assigned a security detail tonight in preparation for your victory, and you should probably think about who will be in your cabinet. I've drawn up a list of potential candidates for you to look at.
Of course you have.
But you can't have it.
Why not?
Because there's something you need to do first.
What's that?
Hire a chief of staff.
Well, aren't you something? Okay. You can be my chief of staff.
Top rate.
Top rate.
I accept.
I'm going home. Don't you have a funeral to organize?
I'm sorry about your mother.